Hello, welcome to Adwick Lane. Now, what have I been doing since the last video? Well, not a huge amount. I've been busy with work and stuff, but if you watch the swap meet video, and I was umming and ahhing about swapping the chassis round, well, guess what I did? I swapped the chassis round. I've put the Black Beetle one into my bubble car, the blue and grey one. So I decided to go along with that in the end. The only thing else I've done is I've put some put the BR arrows on it, but I ran out of transfers. I managed to do that side and that side, and I ran out of transfers, so I've got to get some more. But there's a reason why I ran out of transfers on this, which I'll tell you now. Now, if you can remember back to the swap meet video and the bubble car, the other bubble car that I had, the one that I bought in the regional railways, the really bad regional railways repaint, I'll put a picture on it now. So in the end, I decided I was going to repaint it, and I was going to do it green, but I didn't have any green. But so what I've done is I've repainted it and blue. And this is why I've run out of transfers, because I used 2 on here as well. I've got to get some more, but I've got to get some transfers for me blue HST Pullman anyway. So, but yeah, I decided to do that, and then the Lima chassis underneath this as well. But yeah, it runs nice, running nice. So what else have I added? I've changed controllers again. I had the Gauge Master Walkabout because the other one I had, the what was it, a Pico one, it's packed up, and I got a comp speed, you know, the single comp speed with the feedback built in. Now the problem was, even though I did try to sort of fool the feedback, it didn't work on my CD motors. So anyway, I got the Gauge Master Walkabout. Now I found on eBay this one, and the thing is, it's got the switchable feedback, so you can turn the feedback off. So I found you got 3 positions. You got 1 and 2. I find 1 is perfectly ample for everything over Lima, all my old motors. And when I'm running my CD motors, I just switch the feedback to 0, and it's fine. It works absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't. I mean, I got this for 20 quid plus the postage, and I don't. It's brand new. It was practically brand new. I mean, the control dials, nice and sort of, you know, tight. It's not sort of flimsy and floppy, you know, like they get after a while. So yeah, I was well pleased with getting that. You know, so that's okay. The other comp speed, the single one that I got, the small one I got that wasn't any good on here, that's on the control panel at Sprotborough. If you've seen the latest Sprotborough video with the control panel under construction, you'll see it on there. What else have I done on here? Previously I did the ground cover on the engine shed. So what I did was I just got some, and as I say, there's a video how I did that with the sand and coloured it and all that stuff. I then got some green acrylic and just stippled it on with the brush, just to sort of make it look sort of a little bit grassy. I'm gonna get proper you know, little bushes and things, bushy stuff to put on there at a later date, but I've just done that just to sort of take the starkness off it. What else have I done in the depot? Well, there used to be a gap here, so I went on the Wordsworth Model Railway website. It's brilliant. If you want kits or kits to adapt, I would highly recommend it. Now what I did was I needed a little building just to sort of fit in here, just to fill this gap really, and also it's good for keeping my track rubbers in the roof so they don't fall off. But anyway, it's I think it's like a boiler house thing. The only thing I did was I made it narrower there, and I'll just turn you around the front, and you can see there it is there, look, and it just fills that little bit of a gap. And then over here, I'll just move the control. See, I'm not panel mounting this because I can then walk about with it. I can walk to the other end of the station with it. Also on the Wordsworth Model Railway, fuel tanks, and I had this gap here. I didn't know what to do with it, and it was just harbouring rubbish really. So I thought, yeah, that'll do. I'll put those in there, some fuel tanks in there. And I thought that would just sort of just fill that little bit of a gap. So pretty much building wise, the depot's done. It's just odds and ends now, you know, sort of tarting it up really, with odds and ends and things like that. But yeah, not looking too bad now. I'm well pleased with that. I think this is just some old scenic stuff I had on the ground here. But as I say, yeah, this is just some just sort of play pit sand, put on the same way as you do your ballast. And then once it was dry, I then got some black poster paint from supermarket, and it's really runny stuff, really sort of watery. So I put a little bit of washing up liquid in it, and then just dribbled it on, and it just sort of gives you that sort of mucky ground effect that you get in engine sheds and things like that. And I'm thinking of using the same thing with the watered down poster paint to actually put in between the tracks. If we get oil dripping off diesel trains and things like that. But that's a future project, something I can just do when I've got 5 minutes with nothing much else to do. What else did I get? It's something else I got on eBay, which I will show you in a moment. Now I was after another set of blue and grey Mark 1s, because I've got I've got a mainline set, I've got the Lima set, and I wanted another set, and I was looking for Triang ones and that. Well, I found these on eBay, and it's a rake of 3 Trix ones. They're slightly smaller, but I'm not worried, to be honest. And I just thought they're just different, Anyway, I got these, believe it or not, just over 12 quid for the rake of 3. That's including the postage. They were £9 something buy it now, plus the postage on top of that. So it's just over 12 quid. Needed a little bit of tidying up on them. The window glazing was all loose, so I've re-glued. I stripped them down, re-glued the window glazing in, redid the frosting on the toilet windows. I used masking tape. I just put a little bit of masking tape behind the glazing for that, and just sort of tidied them up really. And what I've done is I've left these couplings in the middle of the rake, and then what I've done is just put the tension locks on the 2 outer coaches. I'm now looking for another one so I can make that up into a rake of 4, but I thought for the price I'm not going to grumble at that. So yeah, so I've now got another rake of blue and grey Mark 1s as well. So I thought, yeah, that'll do. I thought that'd be rather nice just to just have another set, because I mean I've got 3 rakes of, well, I've got three and a bit rakes of blood and custard stock, and only had sort of 2 rakes of blue and grey Mark 1s. So I thought I'd get another rake. And as I say, I saw these and I thought at that price I'm going to snap them up. They're kind of in between. They're kind of in between 00 and HO, because I've got an HO 33, right? And I'll just stick it on the track next to it. The only thing with the HO 33, when they did it with the tension locks, the couplings look bigger than the loco. If you have a look, the couplings are huge. But if you couple it up onto an HO 33, if I get down to track level, very little difference. So if I ran it with that 33, you don't really notice it at all. There's not much, very little difference height wise in it. In fact, I reckon it's about 1 or 2 millimeters difference. But of course, if you put a 00 loco, you do notice it. But I don't care. Really don't. All I wanted was another rake of Mark 1, so I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But yeah, I sort of saw them at that price, and I thought, well, I can't let those go. So that was it. I'll tell you what, I've not done this for ages. Anybody that's new to the channel and hasn't gone back through the videos from years ago, I'll give you a little bit of a tour actually of the layout in a moment. So of course we've got the tunnel where the railway disappears, and then we've got the park above it, still work in progress. I'm not putting any landscaping on here yet. We've got the fair on there, and these are some card ones I got off eBay. But I've seen somebody does a 3D printed motorised version of one of these. So I'm thinking of getting one of them. I also do like the waltzer and things like that. The only thing is, what I want to do is put lights. Now this one, I'll just get some strip LEDs and stick them on either side there. But if I get a motorised one, the only one I think of doing it is, do you remember the old Corgi and Dinky toys? They used to have these little diamonds where the headlights were. And I'm pretty certain a craft shop, there's a craft shop near, and a garden centre near here. They might have them in there, and I was thinking of getting those and then sticking them on there and then putting some flashing LEDs around. So when the thing's spinning, the LEDs will hit the diamonds. So it actually looks like the lights are actually working on the ride. So that's what I'm thinking of doing there for that. But we shall see. We shall see. Now over here we've got the Unigate Dairy. Previously it was called Hans Dairy. And it's claim to fame where Benny Hill used to work. Before he got famous, he was a milkman in Eastleigh in Hampshire, and that's the dairy. It used to be called Hans. It's all gone now because they built the Swan Centre shopping centre over the top of it. But there's a blue plaque on there that commemorates it. They've also named a street on a housing estate after him as well. But yeah, that's that. That's why that's on there. Then we've got some Metcalfe shops there. Then we've got the Frog and Frigate pub. Now this is down Southampton near the docks. Used to go there on a Friday and Saturday night. And I had to put a model of that on there. I had to have that there because it's my place I used to go. Because then we've got got two more shops. Second-hand shop. Now this was my mum's nickname, and she used to make some lovely cakes and things like that. So I thought that'll be the bakery. That's the bakery sorted out. And of course we've got some more of these, some more Metcalfe. Then we've got the tyre and exhaust place. Now this is just a freelance thing I made. I've got some pictures off Google and just shrunk them down so it looks like there's cars in there and everything else. Then of course you've got the breakdown thing outside. Then we'll go along again, some more Metcalfe buildings. Got the record shop. Now this is kind of a weird story actually. My dad, people used to call my dad Jack after the cricketer Jack Hobbs. So of course there was Jack Hobbs Records, and everybody was saying, oh, is that? No, it's not. Is it some relation? If it was, I would have saved a fortune on records probably. But anyway, that's what I've done now. I used to go in there all the time and get my records and things, so that had to be on there. And then we've got Woolworths. That's also a copy of the one in Eastleigh, and I think with that and the dairy, Benny Hill used to work there as well as a shop assistant at one time. So that's why that's on there. Well, we used to go to Woolworths a lot as well. Shop's still there. I think it's a pound world or something now. So we move along. We got some more Metcalfe jobs. And then some super quick, the cinema was taken over by my dogs. Well, Ollie's sadly no longer with us, but Shiloh is. But so they're kind of, he's kind of immortalised there, if you like. And then we'll move along, and then we've got the bistro. Yep, my missus has got a bistro on the railway. And then I wanted an entrance to the station off this bridge. This bridge is scratch built, by the way, and I thought, well, the old entrance to Eastleigh station, I thought that would fit lovely, so that's what I've done. Just made a model of that. If you Google Eastleigh railway station, you'll see the original entrance. There used to be a parcels depot this side of it, but this is the entrance. You used to come in, go up a staircase here, then you go over a bridge to the platforms. But I thought that would just fit nicely there, so that's why I've put that there. I just thought it'd look all right. And then of course we got that's just a freelance thing that I've built. And then these are Wordsworth Model Railway underpasses, because I couldn't find a footbridge that was the right size to scan the platforms. So I thought, you know what, we'll just stick some underpasses in instead. So we've come along here. We've got this. There's a reason why that's there, which I'm not gonna say on here, because I don't want to name drop and things like that. Now this Arkwright's shop, my previous job, I used to deliver to Lister. This long here, where this is, on the corner of Lister Avenue and Scarth Avenue in Balby in Doncaster. Right? I used to work down there sometimes delivering, so I used to walk past the shop, which is it's actually a hair salon. and I thought I'm going to put it on there because I used to work around that area in my previous job, and I posted something through Gladys Emanuel's door, because of course they used to use the street for the exteriors on open all hours. So that's why that's on it. I can't remember what I got. Can't remember the website I got it from now. Same as this one. They're both on the same website. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but so you'll probably find it anyway. And of course, then we've got some Metcalfe houses. Then we've got the canal. This narrowboat here is a Wordsworth Model Railway one. The only thing I've done is I've used balsa wood to make the hull of it. This one's scratch built, as is the one coming out of the tunnel. These are Wordsworth Model Railway warehouse kits. I've just adapted those. Same with that in the background as well. That's the one of the background sheets, and I've stuck that onto a bit of hardboard just to do that. And then here I've kind of just to sort of make the fiddle yard look a bit better, and sort of, you know, just to sort of take the starkness off it. I've put those. And the company I currently work for's also on the layout, but I'm not going to point them out because it'd be advertising, and they don't pay me for advertising, so I'm not going to do it. And of course we've got the radio, one of the radio stations that I do stuff for. That's on here as well, and that's just the Metcalfe corner shop kit. And through there's a studio and everything, but you can't really see it properly unless it's all properly lit up. No, I haven't got the power supply plugged in yet. Of course, more Metcalfe, and then we've got the taxi office. And if you've not seen the previous video to it, now this building, this is only part of the building. The full building, if I modelled the full building, it would come to about here. And it was when the sort of mines were open, when this area was built, and there was a cinema, billiard hall, and all sorts. And there's this on the corner. It's a sandwich shop now, but my father-in-law used to have a taxi firm, and this is where he was based. So this kind of like a little tribute to him. Things got his. My mother-in-law still had one of his signs off the car, so I photographed it, and I've reduced it, stick it on the building. If I ever build another layout, I will make the rest of the building, but it just kind of fits there just about right. Then we've got road line and BRS vehicles at the railway station. My dad used to work for BRS and road line as well. Of course, then we've got the main Adwick Lane station as well. And then we're back to the engine sheds. And of course, that's a Metcalfe. That's Wordsworth Model Railway, which I've extended. It's actually extended from about there, you know. And then we've got we've got these buildings here, which as I said before, there's filling up that, and then we've got the new engine shed. This is totally scratch built, not based on anything in particular, just stuck it together really. So yeah, that's our little look. I'll just show you actually. I'll just demonstrate with this controller with the feedback settings. Hang on, put my H. I'll just use now. This got a 12-volt CD motor in. Now, if I put it on feedback number 2. Oh, hang on. What have I got? Oh, hang on. Press that switch, it'd be red, wouldn't it? Now, if I put this on feedback 2, you see what I mean? It's sort of, okay. On feedback 1, it's still doing that. If you put it on 0. Put it on 0 and it's lovely and smooth, so I can literally run everything with it. Yeah, as I say, if you put it onto, if you use feedback on it, it does that. Okay. It's just the way the feedback circuit works, and because these motors are very, very sensitive, you know, that's why it does it. That's why when I got the other controller, I couldn't use it. I even tried putting a lamp in the circuit just to confuse the feedback circuit. It worked to a fashion, but you know. But as I say, saw this going on eBay. And yeah, brilliant, absolutely love it, absolutely love it. But as I say, I've got it on a cable, so I can hold it, and I can sort of walk up here with it, and I can just stick it on there, and I can also, it's ideal for shunting and things. But the Gauge Master one, I could literally walk right up to this corner with it. But you know, but as I say, I'm not going to put it on the control panel, because if I'm shunting or anything, I don't have to keep walking back. So I can just come here, because these points I can just change these by hand anyway, and I can just sort of walk about with it. The Gauge Master one I'm actually going to use for Droxford, because my duet controller is starting to show its age. I mean, I paid £5 for it, and the one that I use on my maintenance my maintenance desk, my work table and things, I bought them for £5, and that's got to be over 10 years ago now. So it's, you know, yeah, I'm going to wire that up for Droxford and use it there. Once again, I can then walk up and uncouple and control the train without having to keep darting backwards and forwards. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with that anyway. Right, I've waffled on too long for this, 11 minutes, that'll do. Thanks for watching. If you've just subscribed, welcome along. I'll try and post videos when I can, because with work and my voluntary stuff, you know, it's just getting the time to sort of do them, really. And I do want to sort of actually have time to mess around with the layout as well, which, you know, times at a premium, especially this time. In my paid job this time of year, it starts to get sort of busy from now onward, you know, with Christmas coming up and things like that. So you know, don't do extra hours and extra shifts and stuff. But as I say, I'll just do videos as and when. You know, I'm not pumping them out every week. I just haven't got the time to do it, unfortunately. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care. Bye for now.